All right, they have all made it to the patio. They have all been dipped. And when I say dipped, I just do a light bleach water, knock the dirt off, knock any grass off, things like that. Just clean them up a little bit. I don't just hard down scrub them. I just like to just, you know, make sure they don't have any dirt or grass clippings, things like that on it. So, I know it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around that this is over close to 350 pumpkins. Let me say that there are probably, out of the 350, maybe 6 have left here in a sale, and I think I threw 2 or 3 away that had already hardened or had gone bad. So, at most, this is probably, you know, 300 and low. We'll just throw caution to the wind and say 330, you know, something like that. So these right here, these are called Hogarth, Hoargarth. They are a large fruited pumpkin. I had at least 30 seeds for this pack, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's about 7 in each row, 6 to 7 in each. 6 to 7 in each row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, you know, we're gonna say roughly 1 pumpkin per seed. Which, you know, typically you would hope to get more on a vine. So I'm pretty sure not all of the seeds germinated. Some of them are more green than others. Some of them are more orange than others. Some of them had not started coloring up or just started to wart up just a little bit. But all of these are a warty type gourd. Some of them look like they've been dipped in paint. Some of them have a more, you know, I don't know, detailed coloring, or some are more just speckled, things like that. So these are Hogarth, I guess, Hoargarth. Okay. Now the ones in the back, we're gonna say this one, and these two whites, kind of, they are part of the gremlin family. They go along with some of the ones over here that I typically call squash. Now, they're going to be like some of those right there. Some of these little otter-shaped ones. The ones that kind of, well, these may be, is it angel? I can't ever remember. Like that's going to be more of a gremlin. This reminds me, these make me think of a swan every time I picked one. But anyway, I'll kind of talk more about them in a minute. So the gremlins, I had approximately, again, 30 seeds. And it's hard for me to kind of distinguish. I think some of these may be gremlins. Morgan said they look like seashells. I said they kind of look like starfish. And again, some of the squash are going to be gremlins, but some of the squash are going to be different also, the ones that I call squash. All right, so the ones in the back are, they're called a Turk's turban. I call them an acorn because they have a cap like an acorn, you know. They have that cap that sits on top. You could call it like a mushroom or something like that. Again, I approximately had 30 seeds of those. And I haven't really counted them, but again, you know that not all the seeds germinated, and these are the ones we got. I know a couple of those went out in a sale also. All right, and the ones in the front are called daisy gourds, and they probably have some gremlins mixed in too, just because they're, you know, they kind of resemble each other. These go out more to a point, where these more look like a daisy flower or something. And again, I've probably got some of them mixed up just because they're smaller and it's kind of hard for me to tell what they were going to be. you know, when you start pulling small things off a vine, it's hard to say what their potential would have been. I feel like maybe some of these green ones would have done more like those in the back, but who knows. And look at these little babies. Look at that. Look how small that one is. So a lot of the smalls, and even like some of the small daisies and things like that, I'm probably going to do like in groups, like, you know, probably have them in like a crate or something, and you pick out, you know, several for one money. So again, on the daisies, I had approximately 30 seeds, and you can see that I have far more than that. So they either produced multiple per vine, or their seeds germinated a little bit better. All right, and then we've got autumn wings, and the autumn wings are the squash that have what really look like wings on them. They come out to a point on the sides. We've got a variety of colors of those. But you see, those are the ones that really come out to the points on the side, where your gremlins that look like squash are really just going to be more a squash shape and not have those points on the sides. So I've kind of got all these looped together. Some are quite large. This one right here is quite large. That one back there is very large. Some of those back there are good size. And then you have some smaller ones at the front. So some of these are gremlins and some of these are autumn wings. And again, I had 30 of those seeds. So we're talking about 5 different varieties of gourds here. And yeah, some of them do just look like pumpkins, but they are labeled as gourds. So this is the Gourd Harvest. I am pleased because honestly, I didn't think I had this many. These make for great decorations. What I'm reading on the Turk's turban, is that what it was? Yeah. They're really good eating gourds. I don't know, like, on some of these, like, how much quote-unquote meat you have. And I haven't looked anything up on these as to if they're good eating. But they said these are specifically good in, like, soups and things like that. So, I don't know. Just food for thought, I guess. But, so, this is it. This is the gourd selection. So, we're going to start moving on. I've picked, I'm going to say I've probably picked maybe 30 pumpkins so far. I'm just really, just letting them kind of do their own thing. There's a lot still with green stems. There's a lot still with green vines. So I'm just kind of letting them do what they want to do for now. So just wanted to update y'all on this.